Hello everyone and welcome to 2021. I'm so happy that we are finally here in 2021. Last year was a bit of a nightmare globally, and this year still isn't really looking that great, to be honest. But in terms of figures, last year was actually a great year for figures. So today we're going to go through our top 10 figures for 2020. Now the rules for the list this year are very simple. Basically, we need to have opened the figure in 2020. It doesn't mean it was released in 2020, although I have tried to keep to that as much as possible, but that's basically it. And figures do include prize figures and some of the scale figures that we have opened. So yeah, I just want to set those guidelines before we get into any detail. Alright, let's get straight into it. So coming in at number 10, we have the Rider Heavensville prize figure that came out at the beginning of 2020. This figure is beautiful. Very impressed with this figure. The hair has a beautiful colour to it, and the pose is so dynamic. We don't really have many figures that have poses like this, or any at all, so very impressed. And it's nice that we actually have a Fate figure in our top 10 this year, so very cool. In at number 9, we have the Rem Sakura Precious figure, and again this is another beautiful figure. The attention to detail on the clothing is absolutely stunning, and I love those little cherry blossoms that you can see all over her body. Very pretty. Another thing that puts us in the top 10 this year is the stand. I just love that stand, and it's just so nice. So yeah, this was a beautiful figure. Hopefully we can get another one like this year. Let's see if they'll release one. In 8th place we have our Tanjiro Kamado Figure Zero figure, and this is such a cool figure. Again, it's another dynamic pose figure. Not just the character itself, but the beautiful waves around it make this figure stand out so much. It's absolutely stunning. One of the biggest problems with the figure, however, is it does take up a fair bit of space, so you do need to make sure that you've got some, well, big space actually for the figure itself. But overall, it's a really nicely designed and detailed Tanjiro figure. Coming in at number 7, we have the Miku Season 3 Spring figure. And again, this is another beautiful figure. Her hair is absolutely stunning, going from that nice solid colour down to the more kind of pinky clear plastic. She has butterfly wings, I mean that's amazing too. And the stand is just so pretty. Those seasonal figures all have really nice stands. So yeah, what a beautiful Miku figure. At 6th place we have the Rem Zenmyoku figure. And that figure again has such a fantastic pose to it, it's super cool. But this year we actually opened up the Oni version, and that is even cooler. It does have a very metallic sheen to the clothing, which is interesting to say the least, but it's also very unique. But I love that evil look she has on her face. I mean, just look, she looks so prepared to kill you. So we're halfway now, and from here we are going to be looking at the top 5 figures, and I do want to highlight that none of them are prize figures. Yeah, actually all of these are either Kuji figures or some of the scale figures, because wow, did we get some really pretty figures this year. So coming in at number 5, we have the Beatrice Ichiban Kuji B prize figure that we opened a couple of months back, and holy hell, this was a fantastic figure. There is so much to talk about here. Her hair is beautiful with that lovely yellow into the pink colour. Her clothing is beautiful and smooth. The shading is immaculate. And this is an Ichiban Kuji prize figure. Those Ichiban Kuji are really not the best, honestly, but this one really stood out. And even the detail in her book is stunning, so everything together put this easily in the top 5. 4th place is neither a prize figure nor is it a scale figure. It was actually the Kotori Rise Lab kit that we had earlier on this year. Now, that was really fun to put together on camera, and I really enjoyed it. But not just that, it's Kotori. I do love Kotori figures, they're so pretty. And this one was really interesting. All the pieces putting it together to actually make a final figure actually added a lot of value to this personally, so I was very impressed. The hardest part was actually cutting the pieces, because there are still actually a few little kind of tags kind of sticking off. But overall, what a fantastic and beautiful Kotori figure this is. Now from here, it's actually really difficult, because my top 3 figures I think all of you probably know, because holy hell, they were stunning. We got some really nice figures this year. So coming in at 3rd place is the Shinobu Funny Nights scale figure that we got a few months back. And this is just a perfect example of what a beautiful figure should look like. As you can see, the pose is stunning, it's dynamic, it's so pretty. Her clothing is beautiful, she looks like a butterfly, and the attention to detail is just far beyond any other figure that we have had. Although actually we had a lot of very detailed figures this year. But this Shinobu is just perfect. What a beautiful figure. And coming in at second place is the Sakura Miku 2020 Last Happy prize figure. And holy hell, this figure was stunning on so many levels. First, her face is adorable. I mean, just look at that smile, it's so pretty. Her pose as well is just awesome. She's jumping up in the air, her legs are kicking up, her clothes are beautifully folded. Even her arms sticking out are just perfect. And her hair, oh my god, her hair is so pretty. But not just the figure put this in the top 10 this year, in the top 2. It was actually the stand. What a fantastic looking stand. That nice clear cherry blossom plastic flower that's going up from the bottom up is just beautiful, and the stand is also super pretty. And it was really tough picking between this and our first choice for first prize this year. But let's have a look. Coming in at first place is... oh yeah! It's our Nanachi Q's Q Dragonfish Fishing anime figure. I had waited so long to get this figure. It was one of the first figures where we actually experienced a delay in the production, and it got pushed back by months and months, and it was almost a year behind. But when we got her, oh my god, I was over the moon. There is so much to talk about with this figure. First off is the attention to detail. Her fur actually looks like real fur. It looks as though if you touched it, it would be very soft. Her ears are beautiful. There are tiny little details all over the body, such as on her hat, there's those blue gems and that nice kind of scale look. On the back of her hat as well, it looks like it's got that nice kind of fur look to it. And even the grass and the fish and the water, there is just so much love that has gone into making this figure. Plus, the colouring is immaculate. There is so much love that's gone into this. It's just fantastic. The posing, the look. I just love everything about this figure. And if you actually watched that video, if you did watch it, then you will see how much I loved it. You could probably tell then that it was going to be my favourite figure this year. But if you can get your hands on this figure, because I think it's still sold out in a lot of places, do it. It is well worth paying for. But there you have it. That's our top 10 figures for 2020. And as I say, 2020 was a terrible year, but it was an amazing year for figures. And I'm really hoping that 2021 is going to be even better. But hey, what was your favourite figure this year? Comment below, let me know what your favourite figure is, because I'd love to know which video you enjoyed the most. And if you did actually buy any of the figures that I mentioned on this channel, because it's always nice to know if my figures actually do lead to anyone buying stuff. So yeah, that would be great to know. But love you all, stay safe, and I look forward to our 2021 anime figure review at the end of the year. And of course, many figure openings coming in the meantime. Okay, bye!
Got that.